Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is a Balls Deep of Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes. I believe this is the third game in the series, but it's called something different because it's been re-released on the PS3. We're going to jump straight into it because I don't want this to run too long, and these games can have quite long levels. So at the very beginning here, you can choose between the options, the gallery, the quick battles, and the hero story. I've been playing as this emo-looking bitch called Mitsunari Ishida. I picked him because he had a katana, but you can pick quite a variety of different dudes. Some of these weren't available when I first started, as you can tell by the ones that say they're new. I think you can only pick the red guy and the yellow guy or the purple guy, so I picked the purple guy. This is, if you don't know, essentially Capcom's competitor to Dynasty Warriors. It has very similar systems, it has very similar game design, but there are a couple of things that I personally think set it aside and make it slightly better than the Dynasty Warriors games that I've played. Of course, I haven't played the more recent ones because I hate them. But there's these little Tetris war simulators that are happening right now, so it shows you all the conflicts happening in the storyline. And I assume that this is very historically accurate in some ways, because aren't a lot of these based off of actual history of Japan and things? I'm not entirely sure the validity of any of that, but here are the choices that you get. So you can go into fighting or you can equip. So if you go into equip, you can pick between weapons, you can pick between your accessories, you can pick between your super arts. You will eventually get allies and garments. Apparently I don't have any super art set because I don't have any there at the moment. I've got a couple of these moves though which look interesting. So as you can see, there are a couple of modifiers on things you can do. So it's not just straight up, one button combat, even though there's a lot of that in it, or a lot of feeling like that's in it. What accessory is that? Increases the Basara attack rate. That could be good. Let's pop that on. And then additionally after this, you can go into Basara Mart and you can create accessories, which I think is kind of cool. This one is a damage one, and I can actually make it, so why not? Let's make it. And there's different bits of equipment, different items that you need, and a lot of these resources I assume are accrued via fighting or by purchasing them in the shop or something, or they're probably earned by playing the game, one would think, and then using it accordingly. We'll equip the strength one because I'm more of a strength guy than I am a lot of other things. That's not what I want to do. Hang on a second, so that's 344, that's 344, and it's a katana, so let's put the katana on. Technically it's 345, sorry, so it's 1 attack damage stronger, then it's a katana, so fun times. Right, let's put the Grey Lion on instead. Do I have to, like, press start or something? Because it looked like it took it off me. Anyway, then there's a guide that gives you information about what's happening, and then we'll pick a level and we'll do it. You'll notice my statistics are I'm level 11, I've got quite a lot of life, my attack is 665, my defense is quite low. So we can either do Moto, Chika, Shoso, Kabe, or we can do Harushima, Amago, sorry. Let's try this one, this fancy looking place. So the mission objective here, as you can see, is to defeat this person, and if I lose, I get killed and I die. The map looks like every Dynasty Warriors map you've ever seen. It's a sequence of areas connected by linear pathways that are generally going to be generically designed with nothing of interest in them, which is one of my massive criticisms of these kind of games. However, the Basara series has this ability to go up to these stations, beat up these dudes, and cause this really fancy looking explosion, which is one of the highlights of this game in my opinion, because it kind of takes you away from the tedium of mindlessly mashing a button. And I'm not going to mindlessly mash buttons, guys, because I don't want to, and I don't really like that aspect of these kind of games, so I avoid almost all fights other than named people, which is probably not for the best, because, you're missing out on levels and stuff, but this is kind of interesting looking. We've got a nice sandy area with boats and stuff. This character doesn't look too bad. The frame rate is nice. The sensitivity on the camera is trash, but I'll forgive them. And then you have your character. So if you press square once, you do a slash. Press it twice, you do 2 slashes. Press it 3 times, you do 3 slashes. Press it 4 times, you do your ender. Triangle does like a flippy thing. Circle does a special move when you have it. X is jump. In the air you can do 3 attacks, it looks like. And if you press Y in the air, you'll come down with a Helm Breaker. If you hold... that was R1 that did that, whatever that was. Did that use power? It can be charged as well. I find this interesting because look at the sword, it glows when it goes back in the sheath. It makes me wonder if you can do like some just timing on it, but I'm not certain. So L1 is block. If you touch a direction, you'll do a dash. Look how cool that looks. It almost looks like this is going to be a really great action game, doesn't it? And then you realise that unfortunately it's inside of a Muso game, which means there are certain standards that have to be adhered to. But I really like the look of that. It looks cool. Can you air dodge? No, you can't. And I think that's everything we can basically do, guys. So let's play, shall we? Let's push forward and fight some people. There are these containers which you can break, which I like, but then they're filled with the most shit-looking coins. Like, the coins don't look nice. They don't feel nice to pick up. What does that mean? I've never seen that before. Let's... Oh, is it a special enemy? Is it just one person? It's her! She's some kind of weird sand person. So the target is a tremor.
It's my greatest weapon. Now be gone before I
visually, considering this is I don't think this is a very modern game. I think the visuals look quite nice. I think it looks very hide and seek. This is going to be frustrating. Can I lock onto you? I don't know how you lock on.
It's impossible to distinguish our allies from our
Maybe there is no lock on. I think there is though. But look at the enemies. Notice how they don't attack. She will, because she's unique. But the rest of the guys will literally... Oh, they're attacking. I feel so special. But when would you ever get hit by that? Look at this fella. What is he fucking doing? Nothing attacks you. And you put it on the harder difficulties and they eventually start being an enemy. But it's such a bizarre choice to have enemies that will willfully stand there. Because that's just how the games are. And you know what's really funny about this particular game, and one of the things I really like... Oh, did I get shot by something? This game has a parry that's tighter than Metal Gear Rising. See if I can show you on this guy. Oh, I interrupted him. Are you actually... Oh, you know when they glow red like that? It actually means they're going to strike you. I don't know why they glow red that way, but they do. But they stand around waiting for you to fight. This guy will hit me though. Notice how he glowed? Oh, I fucked it up then. I like the air recover too. The air recovers, dude. Do it, dude. So he's gonna do like a glowy. Oh, there it was. Perfect parry. That was not. Fuck off! I'm trying to show the people with the guy who's easy to see, and he keeps hitting me. Come on, dude. Do it. So he'll do like a little aura around himself, like he's doing a UT, and then he'll start attacking. Do it, dickhead. There's more dudes spawning in. Here he comes. I fucked it up. Do it again. Oh, there's the explosion you get when you break one of those. Look at the people flying. How satisfying was that? That's like the most fun you can have in this game, I think. Because most of it's just doing that, and I find that mind-numbingly tedious. So let's move on, shall we? But the guard, you have to press L1 the moment you get hit. And it's legitimately tight, but in a really good way. And then you realise you're playing a game where nobody attacks you except for special characters, and the special characters attack you a lot. But you can't focus on them because there's tons of shit men just standing around doing nothing. Look at it. It's like we're waiting for a bus. It's the most underwhelming part of these games. And it is a little worse and a little more interesting when you up the difficulty, but you shouldn't have to up the difficulty for enemies to be enemies. Look at them. They do nothing. It's just to essentially glorify the player and make him feel stronger than he is. Because these games are essentially about being ridiculously overpowered and fighting idiots. Let's be fair. And when you chop up all these people and you get your points and everything, it powers up your bar and what have you. And you can do those even crazier moves that are completely unnecessary because the game isn't that demanding outside of the unique people. The unique people can actually kill you. They're pretty interesting. But this is just like... You can literally not touch the controller and win. And that's the issue I've always had with the series, because I was playing Dynasty Warriors on the fucking PS2. when we were idiots, when we were children. It was like, oh, smash the buttons, beat the people, oh, there's elephants, this is great. And then you realise, I'm not 12 anymore. I'm now, like, nearly 30, and the games haven't changed. Oh, I accidentally hit the super special move, I should probably do this. And it looks really nice, doesn't it? Really satisfying. But it's so soulless to me. And I think that the Sengoku Basara series is actually the best form of Dynasty Warriors if you're going to play one. Is this the person I should be killing? Does he do something special? I can't tell. Oh, if you hold triangle, you teleport up with the launcher. That's good. I did not know that. See, there's some cool mechanics in this game.
There's too many to handle individually.
Oh, here we go. She's here.
Shut your mouth, or I'll shut it for you. That's life, right? Days pass, nights drag.
I'm certain there was a lock on when I played this when I first got it, just to kind of check it out.
What's wrong with solitude?
She's got a block too. I'm not too sure if there's a guard break. There probably is. She vanished. So this is a... Oh, there's a captain guy. We can try the parry again. This dude I like. That was way too soon. See, that's another problem I've got with this game. Why does everything attack so slow? Now, that's really fast. That I enjoyed. But it knocked me down and I wasn't able to do much. But it's really difficult to watch people when there's a million dudes stood near you. Oh, that was close. I can't tell if it worked. That worked. Yeah, it worked. But do you see what I mean? I love the parry timing. The parry in this game is better than a lot of games. And I wish that I could do it in an environment that stimulates me, but I can't because I'm I'm mashing down a small Mongolian army of hateful people and stuff. But I think this to me is kind of, you know, when you want to just play a game and you don't want to think about it and you just, like, if I was streaming, this would be the best game for streaming because I would literally never look at the game. I'd just be reading the chat and interacting with people because you can do that with this because it's not intensive at all. And I know they get harder on the harder difficulties because I've played the Dynasty Warriors games on the harder difficulties and you die really fast in those games. And if you put yourself in a bad spot, you can die in seconds, but I don't think dying in seconds alleviates the fact that it's still the same gameplay. Like, the people who defend this kind of game shouldn't defend it, you know. If you like it, you like it. You like it. That's just the way it is. Is he going to swing? No, he's going to pretend to swing. Oh, he swung. There you go. I love that though, that's ridiculous. And I do like the big frenzy things that pop up and it makes you feel special. And then you press the buttons and you do this and your combo goes massive and you're like, look how many hits! I'm such a good player! Like, I'm so skillful. Look at all the hits, guys. Look at all the hits! Mashing the buttons to get more hits. I want to get 1,000. Let's get 1,000 because it's how you play these games because they're so good. Like, it's such an interesting thing. Basara, you see, look, I'm a maniac. And I'm dancing like I've never danced before. I just don't like them, you know? But it's not the game's fault, it's my fault. I think that this has got a lot of qualities to it. The Sengoku Basara stuff, like, when I've fought somebody one-on-one and I've done some of the juggles between the different specials and things and done some of the parries, there's definitely something to the game. It's just this is what I think they need to work on. They need to work on a lot of things. I'm probably going to do like an analysis of Dynasty Warriors or the Musou games in general, because it is a game that has never needed to evolve. It's like it's the crocodile of the gaming world. And the fans are gnawing at the bit right now and frothing at the mouth because they're going to be like, oh, but this has changed and they added this and there's that. It's like, yeah, but if you gave it to somebody who's not as deep as you are, they would say, yeah, this hasn't changed since the PS2, and that's a problem. Because even fighting games that get accused of being, just button mashy and the same thing every time, even those games have certain new parameters in them that even the new players can spot without having to look for them. Even though you'll still get people that don't understand, and that's fine, because not everybody has to understand. That's the great thing about games. I don't know. I think it takes a very specific type of person to... Can I catapult myself? That's pretty cool. I like that. I didn't mean to do it, but it was cool. You know, for a game that looks so graphically... Like, they didn't even try outside of character models, you would think the coins would be a little bit more satisfying to look at, wouldn't you? I think, anyway. Look at that, the counter there is really cool. I did not mean to do that. I keep pressing buttons by accident. That is so satisfying! I love it. It's ridiculous. You know, it's colourful, it's easy, it's brainless, it's got some fun to it if you like the kind of thing. It's everything you want it to be if you're that kind of dude. But I always go back to the same thing with these games. If there was maybe 5 dudes, and they had, you know, aggression, and they actually attacked you, and they were actually dodged and were interesting and had brains and were designed, I think it could be amazing. If the environments weren't just there so you could capture flags, if they actually had some kind of interesting design to them, you know, a bit of platforming here and there, something, rather than just generic pools of zones repeatedly forever. Look at that. Can I don't know what was shooting me then, except for the dudes chucking the swords. It's very difficult to see. I was going to play as the other characters, but you kind of get the impression that this is the game, don't you? Let's do the other special move. So this is what happens when you're in super mode. It kind of slows the game down and makes you glow. You can do stuff. And it's, you know, it's something. There's progression, there's different weapons, there's loot for the creation stuff. That guy actually attacked for once, that was fun. You know, an enemy that attacked, what a novelty concept. Love it. There's a dude over here just chilling. Can we get a parry on him? Come on, dude. Here he comes. Fucked it up. I keep forgetting what button it is to recover too. Oh, that's the one I like, and I wasn't in range. Do that again, dude. I'd love this guy if he attacked repeatedly. Come on, dude. Kill me. Well, there it was. Yeah, that was crappy. The spear guys are actually attacking. Wow. I feel so privileged. I broke his guard. There it was. I love it. It's really tight and it feels satisfying. But it's in a game that's not about precision. It's in a game that is, the last thing on your mind when you play this is precision. Like, even the dudes who are super high level players who come to this game to style and stuff, that is about as precise as it gets. And some of that stuff is quite technical. But this is not a precise game at all. Because you don't need to be precise. Oh, she's back. There she is. Oh, she disappeared again. She ran away. Does anybody think this is a good mission? I am kind of thinking this is not so good of a mission. Should have saved my super juice for her and just beat on her. Ooh, there's a horse. Can I get on the horse? Horse. Horse. Here we go. Square to attack, triangle to do stuff. That's cool. Remember when you could ride the elephants? This is not a new mechanic, but it's still cool. Then again, this is the second Basara game I've ever played. These games usually don't leave Japan. And I don't know why. Because Dynasty Warriors is surprisingly popular in this country, and I have no idea why. In Japan it makes sense because the Japanese are crazy. Like, there's something, I guess, cathartic about doing this to a game. Maybe they're the people who played Ninja Gaiden and couldn't get past the first fight, and they're like, fuck this game, it sucks, I want something that's actually fun. And then they put this on and like, yes! I'm so powerful! I'm unkillable! This is so good! Look at it! Like... it's just so specific, you know? And I feel bad. Well, I don't feel bad. I feel bad when I make fun of I make fun of Dynasty Warriors. Oh, she's doing something unique. She interrupted the guy's swing. I could have done a sexy parry. Here comes. That was not a parry, but I'll take it. Can he blow up and hurt her? Did that hurt her? That would be wonderful. I think it might have done that, you know. Did it hurt her? Oh, we've got secret passageways. Is this dynamic level design finally? Hidden encampment found. Frenzy! Oh, she's not dead. Can I... She hit me! How dare you hit me in a game where nobody hits me? Yes! Press the X button, victory! Get up my face, bitch! Launched in the sky! Everybody's favorite game! Pressing the square! The only button!
Give up now. Our future will be empty.
She's off. Is he? No, that's my guy. And I do like that dodge. This character looks a little bit twatty and skinny and and what have you. But there's definitely stuff to like here. I'm just a grumpy old man when it comes to innovation. But it must be said, I think the Sengoku series, I think this series itself, Sengoku Basara, whatever you call it, I think it's definitely the one to play if you're going to want to attempt to try any of these kind of things. Because I haven't played any of the more numbered versions of Dynasty Warriors since like Dynasty Warriors 5 or something. I have played all the Gundam ones and they're not very good. I've played all the Fist of the North Star ones and they're not very good. I did not play the Hyrule Warriors one, I heard that that was really good. But once again, you need to know what you're getting into when you play this. Because you're not going to come to this game and get anything but what these games are. And I feel it's a little unfair to criticise a FIFA game for being football. And in the same way, I think it's kind of unfair to criticise a Musou game for being Musou, even though I definitely still think we should. Because as it stands, it's just not enough. The boss is here, by the way. That wasn't a parry either. He's only got 2 attacks, I don't know why I can't land them. Interesting, she hit the dude, do you see that? Where did she go? She's somewhere. This is crazy. Did we get it? Oh, if I can do a triangle at the end of this, then I can like teleport into her and finish her off. That was close. Got her. There you go. Harusha. That. Ooh, we got a weird piece of loot as well. Pick up all the stuff. Like, this is a game that should have stuff everywhere, dude. There should be loot falling out of everybody you cut up. It could look so good and have so much crazy shit happening. There you go. Look at the sword. It's weird. It's got like 2 hand protecty things.
Throat collapsing within my hand. Slowly.
It's got a lot of ornate detail there on the interior of his coat. Somebody obviously took the time in designing that. He's got like a reverse comb over, hasn't he? Instead of the widow's peak, he's got like the anti-widow's peak. Oh wow, there's a crazy green person with a hula hoop of doom. Why can those weird square things fly? They're like Japanese magic carpets.
What of the pact with Motochika?
The texture work on some of this stuff doesn't look so bad.
Nothing to fear.
But I suppose you've got tons of times to focus on the characters, haven't you, when you don't design levels?
Well, my friend, all the pawns are in place, and they are all positioned to strike. The Oracle, the Demon Queen,
I think another thing that bugs me too about these series is that I really do like the feudal period of Japan. I really like, you know, their heritage, their history. I like the aesthetic of it, I like the period. But we don't generally get those games. We don't get games set in those periods, and when we do, it's fucking this. You know, I really loved Onimusha for that. I really liked Tenshu for that. You know, I like those kind of titles, and you just don't see them that often anymore. Like, Nioh could be great because of that, but once again, Nioh's a very specific type of game. I would prefer something more like a Ninja Gaiden. You know, I don't want Ninja Gaiden in modern times. I would like Ninja Gaiden in fantastical times of awesome feudal Japan. Like, can you imagine if they go back with Ninja Gaiden 4 and they make it about the origins of the Hayabusa clan? And it's all about the first awakening of like the Dark Dragon Blade or whatever, or the, you know, the Black Spider clan's first, you know, attempt at taking over the world. God, that would be so sweet. Just as long as we can cut fucking bamboo. I want to fight in a bamboo forest against another swordsman. And I don't want to be able to collide too much with the forest. It should be excellently designed, but it should be choppable. then look amazing. But there you go, guys. That was the end of the mission. We got a ton of those present boxes, which looks fancy. I'm quite excited. We got a couple of gold ones. That looks fancy too. And this turned into silver, inshuwashi, coal, more of that word, grey turtle. So there's loot, there's things you can equip, there's progression, there's leveling, there's different weapons, there's different skills. There's a lot of cool stuff. The big hurdle for me is that it's all framed with press square to win gameplay in generic capture the flag environments, and that's what these games are. So that being a criticism is, you know, is calling a spade a spade. We just got a new sword as well. I don't know if that's any better, but it looks fancy, doesn't it? It looks all shiny. And then you level up and you get ranks, and you know, there's a lot to enjoy here, but it's a very specific type of enjoyment. And we leveled up, and we got a new special art called Depression. I find it depressing that I don't like these games, because I wish I could, because there's so much to them, you know. A lot of gameplay here. You can't complain there's no gameplay here, because it's all gameplay. You defeated things, and then it's giving us the history lesson. But there you go, guys. Sengoku Basara, the third one. You can get it for the PlayStation 3. You can get it for the, I think it's on the Wii. It might even be on the Vita or something. It's on a lot of systems. If this looks like something you'll enjoy, awesome. Thank you for watching. You take care now.